should be placed in the field before the pest becomes active or immigration events occur. Knowing the pest history, as well as the weather conditions in the infested area, assist in predicting the insect occurrence and pressure. There are various ways of installing the Trapview trap. Should you have a chance to use the post from existing support system, it can be a perfect substitute for a pole when placing the THR sensor on solar panel. Traps should be placed within the crop area at crop height where the activity of monitoring pest is greatest. For monitoring grapevine and gray berry moth, place traps in the higher third of crops, above the cordon region of the crop, near the highest point of the plant. This will allow for maximum airflow, distributing the socio-chemical molecules across the vineyard. The entrance of the trap must be easily accessible to the insects. Avoid placing traps on the perimeter row. Instead, place traps within the interior of the vineyard block. The recommendation is to set the trap parallel to the prevailing wind direction. The primary function of attached TRH sensor is to determine insect environment parameters. Therefore, it is recommended to be installed at the height where the insects do the most damage. Another recommendation is to place it at least 1 meter off the ground. The solar panel should be mounted at the top of a pole in a way that it is always exposed to the sun and should never be shaded. The recommendation is to be exposed to the south on the northern hemisphere and to the north on the southern hemisphere. Attractant is an essential part of active monitoring. When handling semi-chemical lures, wear disposable gloves to avoid cross-contamination with other products. SLIT and Delta models come with a special roof with integrated net pocket. To maximize Trapview usage throughout the monitoring season, ensure regular maintenance of devices. We recommend you keeping the solar panel and electronics glass cover clean, changing the pheromones and sticky roll when needed, and record all events in Trapview web or mobile applications. Trapview recommends installation of the trap on 2 poles, one for the trap composition and the other one for TRH sensor and the solar panel. First, place the TRH sensor and secondly the solar panel to make an installation easier. There is an option of installing all the components on one pole. The main guideline is to place the trap and the components to an exposed location. It is utterly important that solar panels should always be exposed to the sun as much as possible and should never be shaded. Join the solar panel holder with the electronics holder using the connecting bracket. In the areas of the weak mobile network coverage, the external high-gain antenna placement is required. It is to be mounted in a high position, if possible, above the plant cover. Since the solar panel is to be exposed as much as possible to perceive direct sunlight, antenna placing next to it is a good choice, as it should also be in an exposed high position. Placing the antenna next to TRH sensor is also an option. Ensure that the plug of the antenna connector is fastened well to the electronics. Also ensure fixing the antenna tightly into the post bracket to provide wind resistance.